with everything which has happened since the album has been released.
Well, and that was one of my questions, Armin, is obviously Victor decides to start his own band. He forms Almanac, and you're part of the band. So how did you get involved in it? How did that all happen? Take us through that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like, I'm very happy, of course, to be a part of Almanac. And Victor and myself, we go back pretty long time already, because I don't know if you ever heard his solo album Majesty and Passion, where he did renditions of Johann Sebastian Bach's music. Do you know this one?
I have heard of it, but I have not listened to it. But yes, I did know he did his own thing while he was in Rage. He kind of broke off and did that as a side project himself, correct?
No, I mean, the Bach album, it has been released in 2004, I think, so already a long time ago. And I played on this album already, Oh. So, and how this came about was, I think I met Victor in 2003 when I was playing in a band which was called Forces at Work. And it was kind of like very progressive metal band, and Victor back then used to run a club in the place where he lived, and once a month, I think he invited underground bands to play at the club, and so we got the invitation to play. And luckily, when we played at his club, he was around. He was not on the road, so he actually, he saw us and he heard what we did, and he liked it. So he invited us to play one song on the solo album. And that's what we did. And then this album got released in, I think, end of 2004. And since then, because we really got along very well and had a lot of fun in the studio to work on the one song, which we did for his album. And since then, we always stayed in touch, But still, for me, it was like I read in the metal press that he was leaving Rage and he was gonna do a new band. But when he called me, I got a call out of the blue, and it was still pretty much surprising. I didn't really expect him to call me, and so I was very happy. And of course, I didn't need to think about to say yes. It was like very immediate response from my side.
Absolutely. And I would totally say yes to that in a heartbeat too. And so this CD's been out now almost a year, and you guys are still on the road and now you're doing a headlining tour in Europe. And for all our European listeners, don't miss that. And we're so sad to hear in the States, we probably will never get to see you guys. It's just because of how sad the state of metal is in this country. But are you guys already beginning to at least think about ideas for the next CD? Are you kind of doodling that on the road? Are you not thinking about it at all? Kind of where are you in that process?
So I'm not sure if I got the question right. You're asking if we are already working on the second album?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We're just in the process of starting to think about it, and like when we have finished the headlining tour, which we will do in February, we will start to work on the music, and I think it's going to be somewhere around March, where we're going to do new songs, and then like April should be start of recordings.
Oh, wow. That's soon. That's great.
Yeah. Very curious because, as I said, like up to now, we didn't try any new ideas, but I know that Victor is already working on some riffs and stuff. And then after we finish the tour, we will go into it and see what happens.
One of the things that I get from listening to the album is being a 7-piece band and also being a band that has a lot of symphonic elements to it and et cetera, et cetera. Did you have any worries about how that would play in a live setting? And how has the response been so far from the fans hearing it live? How's that connection and that relationship been on stage?
Actually, we did not worry before, because before we went in the studio, we played the music together, and I think also Victor had composed it in a sense to work well on stage. But then still, when the first tour we did was together with Auden Ogan, the guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the tour started right the day when the album was released, and was so funny, just I think 2 or 3 days into the tour, we had people singing the lyrics along and stuff. So it was really amazing to see how good, how they really get into it and like it. And I mean, by now we have played about, I don't know, like 30 or 40 shows total. And the reactions are like really overwhelming, more than, it's not like we as musicians, we don't think about it too much, before. But it's really beautiful to experience it, and also what we always do after the show, we like to go to the merch stand and talk with the people, and the reactions are like, really overwhelming and beautiful to us.
Jason just mentioned, with that translation onto the stage with 7 musicians. Now, from a touring standpoint, what's it like? I mean, most bands are made up of 4 or 5 musicians touring, and trying to keep that chemistry together is tough with just 4 or 5. But you have 7. What is that like on the road?
Yeah, one thing which needs to be taken into account is that Enric, the guy who did keyboards and piano on the album, he did, so far he did not tour with us. So when we go on the road, we are 6. But basically, it's really very enjoyable, because everybody in the band is very easygoing, and there's no. It's like really a lot of fun, and we always have a good time together. And especially, the moment when you go on stage and rock, there's a certain kind of energy which works very fine on stage and off stage. So it's really a lot of fun to be on the road with the band and boys and girls. Really cool.
Sadly, as well as the feedback has been that you've gotten in regards to Tsar, there's probably a lot of people who haven't got a chance to hear it yet. And if we have some According to Metalheads who are listening to the show who have yet to listen to Biv and I say they need to check out the album, if you had one song that you would recommend that they would hear to get a chance to get an idea of what the sound of Almanac would be, what's the one song that you would have them listen to?
Okay. That's not too easy, but I would go for the song Hands Are Tied. It's track number 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because, it has like all of the elements which are crucial to our sound. And it's pretty much, straightforward. And yeah, I would pick this one.
Well, let's check that out real quick. This is Armin's recommendation. Just saying. So if there's anybody who knows what song you should check out from Almanac, we should listen to somebody who's in the band. Of course, Armin joining us here on According to Metal and recommending that you check out this song. This is Hands Are Tied, off of the album of the year, as far as I'm concerned, off of Tsar. This is Almanac. This is Armin's band. Check them out.
From
That was Hands Are Tied from Almanac. Of course, you are listening to According to Metal, and joining us on the episode, of course, is Armin Alic from the band Almanac. And